what is the root cause of that? Like, why journalists? What do you think that some of the reason that journalists would not be like they are not that much enthusiastic or maybe like that much motivated to ask the burning questions, like ask the most important question, even if it means, like causing some type of discomfort to the politicians or the leader that they will be interviewing, or even sometimes in some case just reporting the news the way it is supposed to be reported, just like we saw some months ago, the chaos that was happening in real life. We're having some journalists on the microphone talking about, oh, it's the Madigo people versus the civilians, and stuff like that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So why is it that they don't? Why do you think that they don't, report the news the way it is, or they don't ask the burning questions to the rightful people, even if it mean, causing them discomfort? Why do you think that that is?
I believe those journalists that ask questions, they do it, to just get comment, to get like, they don't rather do it. I don't think they are passionate about it. Sometimes they go into it, to be famous, to get to know other influential people in the society, but giving the actual asking the actual question, no, not to be famous, but at least to provide the people that you are giving information to, at least to provide the actual information for them. That
Mhm.
should be their focus, and that should be their goal. So you are doing something, you are asking questions just for people to like you or for people to
Right.
follow you. You're not hitting the nail, on the head. You keep beating. This is not how it's supposed to be.
In
We
other
we
words,
In
in
other
other
words,
words,
some of us we are not in the position to be there at the scene. So when you are at the scene of current event or things that are happening, when you are reporting, you have to collect the facts, because journalism is facts. It's not about lie. Although there are time where they play games, they play balls, but at the end of the day, your duty is to disseminate the rightful information. And sometimes the rightful information, give give good reaction in the society, or sometimes the wrong information cause chaos.
all the reporters, they are biased for one reason or the other. Either they are, more politically, aligned with their political parties, or they're just, how they call it, selfish for their own cause. Like, yo, this is my page, and I'm gonna run my page, or this is my profile. This is my reputation. I'm gonna build my profile to the public. I will say only what the people want for me to say, so I can get more followers, right? Or if I know that this is a group, like for example, CDC or UP, I would just pledge my allegiance to UP, and that is that, right? One of the example is that the guy they call they go JMB Song. He's not a reporter, he's just a blogger. He goes around and just posts video of all the development that the president is doing in the country. You know, again, he is not a bad person, but he is doing something that is bad. And I'm not saying that pushing the development is bad, but I'm saying not everything about JNB is right. But he only posts great things about JNB and JNB development. Nothing, no criticism whatsoever. This is the kind of how do you call it, ideology, or the kind of how do you call it, behavior or character that we are talking about. If you are one-sided, you already take this particular group or this particular ideology, and no matter what, you can never criticize that ideology. You only praising it, praising it, praising it. This even if it is wrong, sir, you just there to praise it. This is exactly
I
what we're
mean,
talking
I'm talking about this story, this identical story that is circulating the internet. More than 5 or 10 journalists are carrying this story about this lady who I think she invested 500,000 on the property. Journalism are the journalists, they are just interviewing, just asking question that makes no sense.
about. Yeah.
Just and you see more than 5 cameras on one lady. The woman is crying for her property. She's crying that she's losing her investment. And you journalists, you guys are just asking her kind of question, as if to say, it is something that has effect on what the AFL or the government is trying to do. For example, when you look at the question they ask, and follow the question they ask. What you expecting from the government? They bossing your house, this, that. This is the kind of weak question. The first thing, the first
Not okay. Yeah, go ahead. Finish first. You see the
no,
first thing.
come in. You know,
I
that's
don't. What I was trying to say that I don't think that is a weak question to say that. What do you expect from the government? I've seen a lot of weak questions. I read an article about another woman. I thought it was the woman that you were talking about. It's a woman they took a picture, but I don't think they mentioned anything like losing 500,000. The guy who wrote this article is like, if you read the article, 90% of the article is about bashing the government, literally bashing the government. How the government will be remembered for doing, causing homelessness among the Liberian people instead of serving, I'm like, yo, bro, like, come on, man, this is not reporting. You just put your own
yeah.
ideology. If you read the article, you see that this guy is, you just putting how do you call it, pain into his article. Report the news. Talk to the people. Ask the
Thank you.
people how do they feel and put it in your article. But only the first, 2, 3 sentences on in this entire article is reflecting exactly of that woman that is using as the proof. I mean, as the picture for that entire headline. But the
Yeah.
rest of it is just about bashing the entire Baka government. And this is what I'm saying. Reporters should be very, very unbiased. They should be 100% patriotic. To be a reporter, to be a journalist, you have to be for the people. You have to be for the people, and that is it. Move your own personal agendas. 99% of our politicians, I say our politicians, our journalists in Liberia, I believe they all are subscribing to certain party, certain, they pledge allegiance to certain group or certain leader. And that is the problem, I believe. You see a politician, you see a journalist today with a microphone or with a pen that like writing. Good job, they on it. They pledge allegiance to a certain political leader or certain political party. So any government that claim power, as long as that is not his government and he's not working that government for Gali, every time they write, they always write negative against that president. This is my problem. I want to see somebody who is unbiased. I want to see somebody who talk good about the president today, but the following morning when the president do something wrong, you see the president talking bad about the president, saying negative because that's exactly what the reality is. But now somebody that will just keep saying one thing over and over. I see JB, so he's not a reporter, he's a blogger. But he's a perfect example for this. You see him everywhere. He's running. Look at the road. Developmental Zibo. All these things. These good, right? But when are you gonna be realistic one day and just say that, you know what? They weren't expecting it, but they were not happy. But anyway, the papi now injured or the papi now Mr. Perfect. Nobody is perfect. And but we'll get better at least. But you will never ever see it. It will never, and
You
that
know,
is it.
and that's true. That's true. And some of the things that these people they broadcast, some of the things they show to the people in the 21st century is very, very much insulting. You can be you can be pressing government for sister bosses. You can be pressing government for paving dusty road. You can be broadcasting that kind of thing, bro. Other people outside the country when they see that kind of video, they'll be like, "What is this?" When people are dedicating hemp pump to community, you see the kind of pictures, you see hemp pump, you see sample, you see report about hemp pump. I don't want to talk about bridge. A bridge is this thing that people constructing and they say they are scoring political goal. You see journalists carrying the
Yeah,
kind of information, carrying the kind of news, praising somebody for pay hemp pump where you have to pump on this kind of 21st century, bro. And you see people putting their pictures behind the kind of thing, and
yeah.
they want people to reward them for this kind of things.
The men are putting their picture on their own government toilet, then that hand pump, they how they call it bus stop. They kind of
Yeah,
small little bunker they can face on the roadside, they call it a bus stop. They go put on a small little hut on the side of the road, they put it there, bus stop, constructed by so and so honorable this, that, I'm like, yo, like, come on, man. Y'all say, y'all acting like to say that, we just coming from fighting war. And, that was, we finished the war, that was like, what, 23 years ago? Like, what are we talking about? More than 2 decades now, and y'all still behaving like we just come from war. But again, this is exactly what the problem is. The biasness of the reporters. The
yeah,
all the journalists in Liberia, all of them. I don't know one single journalist, and I'm not just talking about now, except for one guy, and I'll call you. Why you need? I have never had any fault with him yet. what is his name? Mark Ali Jabate, right? You should know him, Mark Jabate.
Yeah,
He is
I think it's some minister or culture or some, I don't know, culture. He's
he's
working
the deputy
information or
minister
something like
for
that.
he's the deputy minister for urban affairs at the Ministry of Internal Affairs, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So he has been very unbiased for a very long time, and I think he is a self-made journalist. He just used to move around and report about things that are happening in the country and passionately talk about it. And the reason why I use him as a perfect example in this scenario is that just not too long ago, he was driving his car. I think he was down the Somalia Drive road there, whatsoever, the Japan Freeway now they call it. And then he saw a large pile of garbage on the roadside, reaching to Jigotan area there, right? And he stopped his car and went on live right away and start calling out the government, start calling out the president. Imagine he is a presidential appointee. The job he has right now, it was given to him by the president. And he is calling out the president that the president should fire the commissioner of this particular constituent. The fact that you have commissioner, the city mayor of Monrovia should be fired, he should be replaced. The president cannot just be sitting there and the people are not doing their work. How you be passing? You can tell me, since the president became president, you not been passing on that different freeway there. He been passing there and you seeing those garbages, seeing it, but he not doing anything about it. And Mark Ali Jabate is the only presidential appointee I have seen talk against the government that he is working in, that they can just call and say, "Man, you are fired," and he will be gone. You understand what I'm saying? When we're talking about patriotism, when we're talking about being unbiased, when we're talking about working for the country, working for the people, remember, back in the day, what we used to say, I pledge allegiance to the flag of Liberia and to the republic for which
For
it
which is
stands.